Another retrospective TIFF review, which means another round of trying to decipher whatever the hell my notes actually say. That is outside of the ones that are just like, my god, Stacy Martin is, well, Stacy Martin. Though this was one of the first times I ever actually felt fully vindicated in my note-taking, because after the screening, the director came out and she basically confirmed a lot of the stuff I'd been theorizing throughout. The Testament of Ann Lee is the latest film directed by Brutalist co-writer Mona Fastvold and co-written by the Brutalist director Brady Corbet. And apparently this is a controversial take, but between the two of them, I preferred Ann Lee. Now, I'd heard this was a musical beforehand, but I actually wasn't expecting it to be quite as song-heavy as it was, nor the numbers themselves being as grandiose given the limited scope, but this truly feels like an epic. And I know nowadays people use that word so loosely to describe basically anything over 2.5 hours, but Ann Lee clocks in at about 20 minutes under that, yet still embodies the term far more than most. Though centering around the titular character, portrayed by Amanda Seyfried at the top of her game, fully deserving every bit of praise she's gotten for that performance and more. Thomasin McKenzie's character Mary, one of her disciples, is actually the one narrating. And even if Anne is the one we follow, the whole story feels so rooted within Mary's perspective that it legitimately feels like reading a classic Greek epic, or a fable passed down through generations. It's not overt in her, say, stopping in the story and correcting herself a la How I Met Your Mother, but there's this ethereal quality to the storytelling. You can almost see parts of the narrative that have probably been shifted or reordered or even mystified through generations of interpretations and retellings. I'll keep this vague in case you haven't seen it yet, but there are kind of two distinct different parts of the story. There's far more than 2 chapters within it, but you'll probably notice when the shift I'm talking about happens. This is where most of the people I've seen talking about the movie say it lost them, fully severing the connection to Anne's perspective. Now, I personally really enjoyed that, but I think that's just a style preference on my part, because you can, and there definitely are a lot of people who interpret it the same way I do and just still don't vibe with the way it's presented, which I get and respect. The visuals are stunning. The Lightbox Theater was projecting it in real 70mm, which really does just make all the difference in how alive the shots feel. It's only the second movie I've ever seen on actual film, because there's only one theater in my province that'll be able to do it, and after Oppenheimer, the one projectionist who was trained to do it just died, and they're not getting a new one until the Odyssey. They said, Nolan only, we are not projecting any well-written female characters in this Cineplex. Because of the projector setup, it was only screened publicly twice, early evening on the 9th, and 9:30 in the morning on the 10th. As somebody who went to see every single Midnight Madness movie, can you guess which one I had tickets for? Whatever, it was worth it. 4.5 stars, 9 out of 10. I am adding that sea shanty hymn to my car playlist the second the soundtrack drops. Daniel Blumberg never fails to impress. Longer, more detailed review from right after I saw it, back in September, is up on my Letterboxd if you're interested. That'll be linked wherever you can link things on whichever platform you're watching this.